Okay, so it got the light on now, so this makes way more sense. So here you can see the inside of the tape itself, and you notice the credits here, and it's interesting to notice that they start over here on the right and go over instead of kind of here and go across. So I never noticed that before. Like, unusual, don't know why. Maybe they're Japanese or something. But you can see just the production list. Most of the tracks were produced by the Bomb Squad, which was the actual production. This was the production crew for Public Enemy, so you know, that's a pretty good place to start for your debut album after he left NWA, to get the Bomb Squad to produce your entire album, who at this time were like one of the best production crews in the business. They're kind of one of the first crew. It was like, wasn't just one guy, it was like a bunch of people producing, and they all just made really good shit. So there's the actual full track list. Such a weird, confusing way to do it. Like, it goes down and then it ends here for the first side, and then side 2. It's just strange. So there's only 8 tracks aside, but 16 tracks on the album. It's pretty regular, you know. 14 to 16 seemed to be like the norm for a while, track lengths. And you can see this is not like a reproduction or a reissue. This is the actual cassette purchased in 1990. This is the actual cassette purchased back then. So all these are like originals. They're not like reissues or anything. These are all the tapes that I bought when I was younger, and I still own like the best of them, I guess. These would be the best of what I own. And then of course the lovely tape itself, and that clear plastic, which I just love this look. I don't know, it was the thing that just started happening, and I loved it. And even though it didn't make a difference, it just looked so much slicker. So then when I would buy a tape that didn't have it, like, you know, this one over here that I just happened to grab, it's all black, and I was just like, I just don't like it looks so much better when it's nice and clear. Didn't make a difference, it just looks slicker. So it was a nice trend. I wonder if they still do that. I don't know if they still make cassette tapes. But the album itself was amazing because, yeah, I mean, this is after he just left NWA, and I was getting into NWA at the same time. And then, so the same time I was getting into them, he had already left and was starting a solo career. And this album just kind of blew my mind because of how good it was. I was like, this guy just left one of the most popular rap groups in the world at the height of their popularity, and basically outshined them with, like, after one album. I mean, that could be the reason why Dre left and started his own stuff. But also interesting to see over here on the actual crew of who the Lynch Mob is. Lynch Mob, T-Bone, Yo-Yo, Chill, D. Then it's interesting to see Del, who's Del the Funky Homo Sapien, who's not really this kind of MC. So it's interesting to see he's on here. Del is actually Ice Cube's cousin, and he does a little bit. He says a little thingy on one of the tracks, the radio track, I think. But again, I haven't looked at this insert in so long, so I didn't realize that Del's name was actually included in part of the Lynch Mob. And there's a picture right here that shows some of the crew, but I don't see Del in there because I know what he looks like. I guess they're playing, are they playing dominoes or whatever they're doing? I don't know what they're doing. But I mean, this was a really mind-blowing album, and even in the back, like, you can see a lot of people there, and there's like, it goes further back. I guess those are supposed to be people, but it's probably just copy and pasting or whatever they did back in the 90s. This is the 90s, so, you know. How many of these people are actually there with him? I don't know. His hands are clasped together like that, and I'm like, Does that mean he's supposed to be praying or getting ready? Is he prepping his hands for, dismantling America in this album? Because he kind of goes for the jugular in this album. He doesn't hold back, and then he doesn't hold back on the next few albums. This is why I love Cube so much because as soon as I bought this, had this, I was like, well, this guy's amazing. So, and I bought his next 3 albums, and they're all great. So, Cube was a pretty incredible solo artist, and he had the balls to leave NWA when he did. So it's he's always kind of inspired me a little with how he's been able to do everything on his own, and now he's like an actor and a director and a screenwriter, and still does rapping and stuff. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Alright, well, that's it for this lovely review. It was off the cuff, so sorry if it's not the best quality, but I want to just do more of these tape reviews, looking over my old tapes albums that I still listen to, just not on tape anymore, but I have them on tape, and they're in the original tape, so I like that. Thanks for watching, guys and girls. Please like and subscribe, and peace out.
1, 2, 3, let me know if you're ready for me, Lord. 1, 2, 3, let me know if you're ready for me, Lord.
It's the infinite connect. Respect what you see as if you praise Donald Chiefs, and understand my plan is to prosper till deceased, and let my bank account increase until it overflows. And Pathfinder Jeeps organize and blunt patrol, and never indulge in petty shit that's irrelevant.